I want to discuss the problematic support abilities real quick, which we've already gone over Mercy's a little bit. Ana, I think, and this apparently is a hot take, I think anti-grenade is one of the most broken abilities in the game. Even when it wasn't buffed and it lasted only 3 seconds, the inability to get healing for 4 seconds, previously 3, is ridiculous. And the devs have said they don't want to have hard counterplay. They don't want to make you forced to swap heroes because someone's running a certain hero. When the enemy's running Ana, and they spam you with anti-grenade every 2 seconds, you're like, bruv, we need a Kiriko. And even then, Kiriko's Suzu is on a 15-second cooldown. Or 14, one of the two. So you can't really properly remove the anti if Ana's spamming it on cooldown. And anti, when you're anti'd, you have to play safe. If you're squishy, you can't peek. It does 60 damage on impact. And you can't get healed for 4 seconds unless you get bubbled by Zarya or you get cleansed by Kiriko. I don't think that's healthy for the game at all. You don't, like, why have a support whose whole goal is to use one of their supportive abilities offensively? And that's how you get the most value. 9 times out of 10. I don't think that's good for the game at all. Instead, make it grievous wounds. It reduces healing received versus like preventing healing received. Baptiste, I ain't got no issues whatsoever. I think that his abilities are all pretty balanced. His immortality field can be annoying to play against, but I think in Overwatch 2, it's not that bad. It has a 25-second cooldown. It can be broken, and there's usually not a shield blocking it 9 times out of 10. Like, Bap is a pretty balanced support, all things considered. Brigitte's so broken, dude. I can't, like, dude, her damage is crazy. You see that, bro? It's insane. Her healing output's wild. Dude, she's the best support. Nah, Brig kind of sucks. Brig is in a rough spot. She can be fun to play, though. I had a game where I was on Kiriko. We were getting dunked on. I swapped to Brigitte, and I start popping off, son. I dunked on this blading Genji. He didn't know what to expect. I was just like, what's up? Kiriko. No reason to not play Kiriko, pretty much ever, unless you need to swap to Brig like me and dunk on a Genji. She just does everything. The hardest thing about Kiriko's kit is that. The hardest part is actually doing damage to Kiriko, and even then, I wouldn't say it's that hard all the time. But there's times where it's difficult. But her Suzu does too much. 50 healing. It boops. The boop should get removed. It makes you invincible. You can't die to anything for like 0.8 seconds, and it cleanses almost every debuff in the game. You won't get untrapped by stuff, although technically shatters like an imprisonment. You're just shackled to the ground, stunned. It also cleanses that. Anti, all that stuff, gone. Yeah, it boops. Like, it does too many things. And you can also TP through walls. Like, Baptiste has an immortality field, right? He can't be doing this and then immortality field you. He has to be playing in line of sight of you the whole time. Her ultimate, bruv. Her ultimate is broken, dog. Attack speed, move speed, reload speed, and cooldown reduction. That's 4 things that applies to your whole team. Ana gets nano boost. She gives you a 250 HP heal at the start, unless you're anti'd, which hee. And she makes it so you take 50% less damage and you deal 50% more damage. But it only applies to one person. This applies to your whole team. It gives you 4 buffs. Kind of crazy. Lucio, no issue, chilling, whatever. Mercy, I think she needs a rework. I don't know what exactly it should be. We could have a conversation on that. I've seen some suggestions. Like, again, someone said change her blue beam to be attack speed and reload speed. I like the idea. I like the ingenuity. I don't think it's healthy for the game. As someone who's played games like Monster Hunter and Dauntless, mostly Dauntless, I know that whenever your attack speed changes, it makes it hard to hit your shots. It makes it hard to like actually play the game, and it gets to a point where it's kind of wacky. That you would just be focusing on beaming the tanks instead of pocketing the DPS like you do now. But she needs to lose damage boost. Damage boost is broken. 30% extra damage for just existing is crazy. Her revive is also crazy. A 30-second cooldown may seem long, but the ability to bring someone back from the dead, especially a tank, with how strong tanks are, is crazy, and you do not always have the ability to stop the res. Because Mercy can revive, but she can revive on corners. Let's say my teammate dies. Where's a good spot to show this? This map isn't great for it. Let's say that they're dead up here, right? I walk up here, channel the res, fall down, and I can still res from down here, and you can't shoot me. It happens on a lot of maps. On one of the maps in Nepal, I think it's like Shrine. It happens there all the time. You can revive safely like nothing happened. So revive needs to be a part of her ultimate, but just keep it to reviving one person. Don't bring back mass res. Nobody's asking for that. No one sane is asking for that. Just make it so when she pops Valk, she presses her ultimate again, and she can revive one person for the duration of the Valk. And maybe in Valk you can give damage boost. I don't know. It'd be like a bongo type situation. I don't mind that per se, because you can do it right now. When you Valk, you get chain heal and chain damage boost. I don't mind that. But I don't know what you change damage boost to, and I don't know what you change her revive ability to. One idea was maybe make the damage boost a damage reduction to beam, but I've seen the Moira orbs thing she had where she could hit an enemy and it would make them do 75% reduced damage, and that seemed dumb. It seemed whack to play against. So I don't know what you give Mercy as a blue beam. I don't know what the heck this should be. For her ability, I don't hate the idea of a supportive ability, like a chain heal. Like, basically, think of like her ultimate, you get chain heal. Think about that on a cooldown, so she can be more of a main support. The goal is to make Mercy a main support versus the current playstyle, which is to make her a pocket support. Mercy picks usually a Sojourn, maybe an Ashe, a Soldier, and you just sit there, you pocket them, you damage boost them most of the match. That playstyle makes it kind of whack to play tank. Because it's like, dang, I could be getting more heals right now. I could have a more versatile support, but this person is pocketing one of these DPS, and hopefully these DPS are popping off. I don't think it's a really healthy relationship to have, TBH. Moira, she's weird. I don't like that she can just toss these on cooldown. Like, I think Moira is an insanely strong support. Her heals are of the best in the game, but I think it's whack that most Moiras are just tossing these on cooldown, and you can't really do anything about it. Like, you'll just die to an orb, and you're like, I got outskilled, guys. Favorite support in the whole game is Zenyatta. Discord should exist for only Zenyatta. Discord should only give him extra damage. Because if you're a tank, and you get discorded by Zenyatta, you don't get to play the game. You are taking, I think it's like 25% extra damage from everybody that hits you on the enemy team. That is not cool. And for Zen to discord you, it takes literal zero effort. But on a cooldown, no. Zen needs discord. Discord for Zenyatta is huge. It acts as wall hacks. That orb is wall hacks. If I put on an enemy and they move, I can see where they are. And that is massive for Zen trying to win 1v1s, which Zen has to win 1v1s. He has no movement. You see that? Wall hacks. That's huge for Zen. That's how you win 1v1s. That's why Zen doesn't need mobility per se. Although you could give him mobility. I'm not sure what you could do exactly, but you could give him something. Maybe he can stand up and walk around. And the last thing for Zen, I think his ultimate should be either an instant cleanse while still maintaining the heal over time. Giant AoE cleanse. And then it does the heal. If you get antied after the ult's going, you don't get cleansed. Instead of team doing increased damage, hitting the person is marked heals for the team. But I do like the idea of lifesteal now. Because the fact it only applies to one person, it makes it somewhat balanced if you just make the number not massive.
We might do DPS someday, but I don't play a whole lot of DPS. I play Torb. So I don't play DPS, I play Torb.